Hello guys, what's up? You're here on my vlog channel and I just wiped off a crap load of foundation. I was talking for like 10 minutes about this topic that I want to talk about, and I was trying out some samples from my little sample container I have here, and so far the 4 that I put on looked atrocious. Wiped it all off, and then I was like so annoyed with the foundation I couldn't keep track of what I was talking about, so we're starting over. Anyway, I'm gonna try out some makeup, put whatever on my face today, and talk about my pregnancy. Someone had requested this on my other videos. Maybe I could put up a video on the vlog channel, talk about my baby, my pregnancy, stuff like that. And I thought, yeah, why not? You know, I don't normally like to share overly personal things on YouTube, especially on my makeup channel. I don't talk a whole lot about my personal life, but I thought, why not? Why not talk about it, you know? So I'm gonna put some makeup on, and just a heads up, this is going to be very rambly, just whatever comes to mind kind of talk, because I don't have any notes, and I'm just gonna say whatever. I also want to start off by saying I am going to complain about some ailments I've been experiencing in my pregnancy. And I know there are people out there that wish they could get pregnant, that wish they could be in my shoes and be experiencing these ailments, and I totally get that. That's not lost on me. So, you know, if this isn't an easy topic for you to hear about, just know that's all I'm going to talk about in this video, and I am going to complain about some stuff too, so just a heads up. So, I'm having a baby, if you didn't know, and it's a shock to me too, because I never wanted kids. I never wanted kids my whole entire life. I'm 40 years old, you know, if I wanted a kid by now, I would have been trying to have one or something, but I never did. It just never interested me. I never planned for it. It never crossed my mind. I wasn't growing up keeping baby names, or when I have a baby one day, or anything like that. It literally never interested me whatsoever. No care in the world about kids. So for me to end up pregnant like this was just a shock to me, and probably to my whole family, honestly, because of what I just said. I've literally never wanted kids my whole life. Everybody knows that. It wasn't for me, and I just don't want it. But things change sometimes, you know, and I found myself pregnant. And then I had a decision to make, you know. And obviously I decided, let's do it. Let's have a baby. And you know what? So far, you know what? Let's do pros and cons of the pregnancy. And I know I'm gonna go off on tangents anyway. I'm gonna try this Anastasia Beauty Balm that I found at Marshall's. I just held up shade 2. It was way too light. So luckily I didn't try it, because I want to take that back. But shade 3, let's see if it works at all. Yeah, let's try this one. This is the Beauty Balm. It says it's a serum boosted skin tint. Let's see. It's too light. Ooh, it feels good though. Anyway. Okay. So, pros. Are there any pros to being pregnant? Okay, this goes back to what I just said about, I know there are people who wish so bad they could have these complaints that I'm going to have, because it means they'd be pregnant. So when I say there are no pros to being pregnant, it's from my own personal experience. I'm not saying this is how you would be pregnant or how other people are. But I can't think of one pro about being pregnant. Like one good thing. Literally not one thing, to be honest. So let's talk about some of the things that have gone right, I guess, in this pregnancy, and things I should be grateful for, even though I don't feel like they're pros. But these are some pros, I guess, that have happened. So when you get pregnant, they're going to test you for a bunch of stuff. They're going to draw your blood. And I have never had my blood drawn before, believe it or not. And I was a little nervous about it, but honestly, it felt, if you get like vaccines and stuff, it was less than that. Like, it was the tiniest little poke. It felt like nothing. And then that was it. And I was like, wait, why was I so scared to get my blood drawn this whole time? It was literally nothing. Anyway, they test you for a lot of different things, and I came up negative for everything that they test you for. I didn't get gestational diabetes. I've never had high blood pressure, any of the appointments. I didn't have group B, or whatever that test they do with the swab. That was negative. All the stuff they want to be negative from your blood tests all came up negative. The doctor keeps telling me how healthy I am and all this stuff. So I've been very lucky. I mean, I don't know if it's lucky or just, I don't know, my lifestyle. But I didn't have any of that kind of stuff. I also never had morning sickness. Not one time. There was one time I threw up at work, okay? Well, twice. I threw up at work twice. I chalked it up to what I had eaten that day because I had just eaten some chips and an energy drink first thing in the morning at work. And I immediately felt sick to my stomach and I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna throw up, and I threw up. And I thought that was weird because I eat that all the time. I know I just said I was really healthy, but it's fine. Energy drinks and chips are fine. So, and then I just had a weird feeling throughout the day that like, I think I should take a pregnancy test. Like, it's possible. It's possible. And then I got home that day, I bought a couple boxes. They all came up positive, and then here we are now. Anyway, I didn't get morning sickness whatsoever. I didn't have a lot of like the things other women talk about having as they're pregnant, and I'm very thankful for that. For most of the pregnancy, it's been a non-event, because you think you're gonna be pregnant, like, and you're gonna look pregnant immediately. I'm sure some people do. I don't feel like I did. I feel like I just looked like I was gaining weight and I was just getting bigger. My clothes was getting tighter. I was feeling uncomfortable, but I don't feel like I looked pregnant. I just looked like I gained weight, which I cannot stand gaining weight. It messes with my mind so bad. So gaining weight for the pregnancy has been probably one of the more challenging things that I've dealt with. And pregnancy just messes with your mind mentally really bad. At least it has for me. I'm not saying this is going to be your experience, but it's messed with my mind mentally a lot because of the weight gain. You know, the weight gain's been driving me crazy. Anyway, what was I talking about? Pros and cons. Okay, so some of the good things. I didn't get any of the stuff that a lot of people get when they're pregnant, which I was very thankful for. And I think that's it. Those are all the pros for me. There haven't been that many. Not to say this hasn't been an enjoyable experience, but for the most part, it's been like a non-event. You know, most days I don't even feel pregnant. I mean, now I do, obviously, but in the early months, I would say up until about 7, I know they go by weeks, but I know people still go by months in regular life. But I would say up until like the 7-month mark, I didn't feel pregnant. You know, you feel kicks and stuff going on in there, but other than that, there's not a lot going on that will make you feel like I'm pregnant. You know, you kind of just forget about it. At least I did. And like I said, most of the time it was a non-event. Like every day was just another day. I felt totally fine and normal. I kind of forgot I was pregnant until everybody reminded me. And I say it like that because let me start talking about the cons, okay? Of all of the things that I feel like are cons of pregnancy, like some of the things I've experienced, I never got morning sickness other than those 2 times I threw up at work, and then once I threw up, it was fine. I did start getting really bad headaches, and I hadn't really gotten headaches like that since a while back. I had suffered with bad headaches since I was in high school. In high school, I didn't realize what they were, though. I didn't know, because I had never had a headache before. I didn't know why my head was hurting that way. But they were like migraine headaches, the ones where you can't see, you can't drive, you feel like your ears are gonna bleed, you just want to drill a hole in your head to relieve some pressure. It was like that, and I had those for years and years. But I hadn't had a headache like that in a long time, so I started getting really bad headaches literally every day. It was those ones that don't go away. You can feel them in your sleep. You're dreaming that your head is throbbing and it just never stops. So I used to take ibuprofen for headaches, but when you're pregnant, you're not supposed to take ibuprofen. So I started taking magnesium. And you know what? I don't know if it was just a coincidence that I started taking magnesium and then the headaches went away, but it freaking worked. It worked so good. I still take it every day. I take the 2 gummy magnesiums every day and my head has not hurt. There's been one day when I got a headache. Other than that, not one headache. And I am like, if I could keep headaches at bay with magnesium, even after the pregnancy, I will continue because it has worked so good. Anyway, the headaches I started getting, I also started getting really bad pain in my legs and in my feet. And the pain feels like, so from my knees to my toes is where all this pain is at. My knees hurt if I bend them a certain way. If I sit on the couch with like my legs bent underneath me, it feels like my bones are ripping in half or something. And my calves are completely numb. They're numb all the way. If I have a scratch, I cannot feel that. I could feel with my hand that I'm scratching, but I can't feel it. They're numb. They're numb. Okay. 2 of my toes are completely numb. My feet hurt in a way that, like, the skin hurts. It feels like a creepy, crawly, tingling feeling all the time. If I move a certain way, my calves, again, feel like they're gonna rip. Like, it feels like the muscle is ripping in half and it stings and burns so bad. And then the bottom of my feet feel like lumps. Like, there's lumps in the bottom of my feet. I can't feel these lumps. I could feel them when I walk. Like, this one I could feel. But it feels more like a patch of my foot is numb, the bottom part. And it's just a weird feeling, and it really does hurt quite a bit. My shoes hurt constantly, and I work on my feet all day. I walk around at work for 9 hours a day, literally. So it hurts a lot to walk all day, but I'm also happy that I have a job that keeps me mobile all day, because otherwise I would just be at home like, oh, my feet hurt, I can't do anything. But at work, I obviously have to go to work, right? So I got the headaches, which went away with magnesium, which is great. I'm so happy with that. The feet hurt really bad, my calves. I also got carpal tunnel syndrome in my hands, which is a pregnancy symptom. A lot of my fingertips are numb, and my thumbs right here hurt in a way that I cannot describe. Like, it freaking hurts. And also I got this pain up here in my arm and my wrist, and the doctor gave me a referral to physical therapy, so I started doing that for my legs and feet, and it has helped so much. I've really been loving physical therapy either way. I'm like, this is really great. And I didn't think it would work because they have you do like small little exercises, but they freaking work. So I've been so happy. I go once a week, and I've really been enjoying that a lot. What other ailments? Oh, I got heartburn. I got heartburn so freaking bad. The acid reflux, and it makes it hard to eat anything. Literally, it would hurt so bad. I felt like I was gonna throw up all the time, just going, I'm gonna throw up. You think water's gonna help, and the water tastes hot for some reason. Everything burned. And then for some reason, it never occurred to me to take something for it. I don't know why. I was just eating Tums. The Tums don't do anything. So I started taking Pepcid. And you know what? It works like a charm. I haven't had acid not once since I started taking Pepcid, and I've just enjoyed it so, so much. So if you're out there with the heartburn, just take something. Clear it with your doctor first. Don't keep eating Tums all day long. Take the Pepcid if you can, twice a day is when I take it, the 20 milligram, morning and night. No issue with acid whatsoever. I can eat anything now, because for a while I was scared to eat anything because it hurt so freaking bad. And it, you know, if you deal with chronic heartburn or acid reflux, you know what I'm talking about. Like, it was awful. But now it's non-existent. I love it. I can't find a powder. There was a powder. Oh, I want to try this. Beauty Creations Bye Filter. What is it? Bye Filter Butternut Bake Loose Setting Powder. I got this at Marshall's, of course. And that's kind of been it. Oh, the sleep. Sleep's also been really bad. I normally am a really good sleeper. I usually fall asleep within a couple, if not a few minutes, and I just lay down and I just go to sleep, and then I stay there all night till I wake up in the morning. And now I sleep like garbage, and it's mostly because my feet hurt so bad. My feet hurt not just being on my feet, they hurt just existing. Like the throbbing, stinging, burning pain doesn't go away. And when I lay in bed, even if I elevate my feet, it's still there. It hurts so much, and it keeps me up because they're throbbing so bad. So that kind of sucks, but I don't know. I just gotta deal with it. I have to get up and go to work. I got 3 hours of sleep. That's it. Just go to work. I did get a pregnancy pillow, which I was not gonna get because it looks so stupid, and it's just bulky, and it's gonna keep me awake, and I'm not gonna be able to move all night, and blah blah blah. But my boyfriend bought me one because he saw how awful I was sleeping. I'm not even joking you, okay? The first night that I slept with that pillow, I slept for 10 hours. 10 hours straight. I woke up just like, where am I? What day is it? I slept so good. I could not believe how great that pillow was because I thought it was so stupid. I really did. And you know what? It worked great. And I have been very resistant this whole time to buy stuff that I'm only going to use during pregnancy. I didn't want to buy any maternity clothes because I just didn't want to, and they're all ugly. Not that I have a great sense of style or anything. This powder made me look ghostly. I don't think it was meant for my whole face. Anyway, we're continuing on. But all of the maternity clothes just reminded me of clothes for plus size women, where they just make a big shirt and put a million small flowers all over it, and then they go, that's your maternity clothes, get over it. But I needed to feel comfortable in my clothes. For the most part, I had been wearing my regular clothes every day because I didn't feel like my belly was really a pregnant belly till not too long ago. And then when my pants wouldn't stay up, they kept rolling down and just like pinching me and feeling uncomfortable. Then I was like, I have to get something. I have to get some pregnancy clothes. And I ended up buying 2 pairs of overalls and a like jumpsuit thing from Old Navy Maternity online. They are so good. Oh my gosh. I felt so comfortable immediately when I put them on. And it's all I wear now because it's, who cares? I'm just wearing them to work and that's that. And then at home I just wear pajama shorts or pajama pants that are comfortable. That's kind of it. But out in public, I just wear those 2 things and I'm going to wear them until I can't anymore because that's that. So if you are also resistant to buying the maternity clothes because you're like, I'm not going to wear it that long, I'll just buy bigger sizes of what I already have. You can do that for a while, and maybe you do that the whole time, but I couldn't. I didn't want to keep buying clothes because I kept buying pants and I'm like, oh, 2 weeks later, like they're tight. I got to buy another pair and another size. And I thought, just buy the stuff with the stretchy elastic that's meant to grow with your body. So I did buy a couple things and I do like them. I was also resistant to buying pregnancy clothes because then everyone will know that I'm pregnant, you know. And everyone in my personal life already knew, but at work, no, I didn't tell the whole workplace until I had to. I didn't say anything to my boss till I was already 6 months because I didn't want to. They're not my friends. You know, no one at work is my friend. I'm not trying to share my personal life with them. And even when I told my boss, I was like, hey, this is kind of weird for me because I don't normally share personal stuff, but obviously I do need to let you know I'm pregnant. And within a couple days, the whole entire store knew, which is fine. But everyone immediately decided that they needed to comment on how I looked, how I didn't look, how I should look, how I feel, how I shouldn't feel, how I'm supposed to feel. And the best of all, the just wait comments. Oh my God. I should have been writing these down. The people that love to tell you, just wait. Oh, you think it's bad now? just wait. And I'm like, it's weird that people do that. And they do it all the time. All the time. And I'm at work, right? So I'm just trying to keep the peace. I'm not trying to start any discourse about like, stop saying stuff like that to me. I'm just gonna put bronzer everywhere because I don't like how light that powder made my face. So I've been getting a crap ton of comments, and once I started wearing the maternity clothes, I mean, I thought it looked really cute. The overalls are so cute. They fit so good and they're comfortable. And their overalls are just cute, right? I got so many comments that day, which was fine. They were all nice. But from then on, one of the girls at work told me, "Oh, you carry so well. I didn't even know you were pregnant." And I thought, what does that mean? What kind of comment is that? You carry well. Like, there's a right way to carry a baby, you know? It happens to you. You can't stop it. Whatever happens, happens. Anyway. There's another girl at my work that just makes some comments that I'm like, did you run that through your mind first and then say it? I finally had to say something to her the other day because I said, you got to stop with the comments. And she apologized, and she hasn't said one since. I usually don't say anything because I just don't want to. I'd rather just keep the peace and go like, oh, that's crazy that you said that. Anyway, the comments, the just wait people, forget it. People love to tell you how miserable you're about to be. Oh, you're not sleeping good now? Just wait. Just you wait. And every time I hear a comment like that, I'm like, hold on. Was that your experience? And you're kind of like wishing it on other people, like, oh, this is how I was, so I can't wait till you're like that. It's freaking weird. I wish people would stop doing that. People have told me how big I am, how small I am, how big my face is, how puffy my face is, or how slim my face is. You can't even tell. And some comments are totally fine. If they're from my friends or they're from whoever, it's like, they mean well, right? But it's like the strangers will tell you stuff, and I'm just like, I don't even know you. You didn't even know what my face looked like before. What are you doing commenting on how my face looks now? Also, you don't know how a comment like that is going to affect somebody, okay? You don't know if that person is already struggling so bad because they've gained weight, because none of their clothes fits, because they can't stand to look at themselves in the mirror because they don't recognize this face anymore. And then you come along with your comment and have to point out exactly what they were crying about in the morning. And then you're like, I don't want to share anything with you anymore. It's a really frustrating thing, and I wish people would just let a pregnant lady be pregnant and leave her alone. And you know what's funny? This might be an unpopular opinion, okay? But do you remember when Blake Lively was like in a bunch of hot water because she was pregnant, and the reporter that someone was interviewing her and told her, congratulations on your little bump. And she goes, congratulations on your little bump. And everyone like ripped her to shreds about it. You know what? I thought she was rude in the moment, and now I get it. Now I'm like, I totally 100% get it. Like, you should not comment on a lady's body, especially a pregnant lady. I get it now. And I was telling this to my boyfriend not too long ago. I was like, remember when Blake Lively got eaten alive because of that comment? I totally get it now. I totally get it, and I would have said the same thing. This is where I'm going back to that girl at my work she would tell me I looked tired every day. Man, Des, you look tired. Have you slept? Have you been sleeping? You look really tired. And I usually would just tell her, oh, thank you so much. That's how I would say it. I have a runny nose. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. And I would just tell her thank you. Oh, thank you so much. And then she would laugh, going, oh, you just say thank you. And I was like, what do you want me to say to that? Anyway, she finally said it another time, and I said, you know what? That is so rude. You have to stop saying that. Would you like it if I commented on your face every time I saw you, something negative? I'm going to start doing that to you. Would you like that? And she said, no, I'm sorry. And she hasn't done it since. But people just, it's weird. I don't get it. But people just like to comment on people's bodies, and a pregnant woman they feel is like fair game. I have no idea why. People at my job constantly, that's not an eyebrow gel. Let's just use this one. What was the other thing they keep saying? Just wait. Oh, you're having a baby? You're pregnant during the summer? Oh, that's gonna be awful for you. And I'm like, what kind of comment is that? Summer is awful for everybody, pregnant or not. The summer is gonna be just as hot, whether I'm pregnant or not. The temperature's still gonna be 100 degrees. I'm pregnant, it's still 100 degrees. What are you talking about? And I asked one of the girls, because she says it all the time, and I said, why do you think I'm going to be miserable in the summer just because I'm pregnant? And she goes, oh, I could never. It's just so hot. And I'm like, you could also have not said that. You could just have said nothing. And I think people sometimes say stuff to you because they don't know what else to talk about. Like, you're pregnant. Oh, just you wait till you get the heartburn. Like, that's the only thing they could think of to say instead of nothing. You could just say nothing. You don't have to say anything at all. But the heartburn, people loved to tell me about the heartburn. Just wait. Just wait till you try laying down and you have heartburn. And I'm like, was this your experience? You're hoping and wishing and praying that I have the same experience? It's just weird. I've never had anything like this happen to me. And I was saying this to my boyfriend the other day, and I was like, I would never wish pregnancy on my worst enemy, you know? Again, I know there's people out there that wish they had these complaints that I have, because then they would be pregnant having a baby. But at the same time, the comments, like, it's ridiculous the amount of people that will comment on what you look like, what you're eating, what you should be eating, what you shouldn't be eating, your body, how it should look, how it shouldn't look, how theirs looked. Are you sure you're only having one baby? Oh my God, this and that and this and that. And then all of the choices you want to make. They'll ask you what you want to do for a certain thing. And then it seems like they're only asking you, what's the word? Are you getting an epidural? Are you going to get an epidural? They're only asking you because they're itching. They can't wait to tell you that you're wrong in whatever you choose, or that you're right in whatever you choose. That's the only reason they're asking. Not because they're curious or they want to share some insight with you. They literally just want to tell you that your choice is wrong, right? Another one of the girls at my work, out of nowhere, we weren't even talking. We were literally not even talking about anything. I just walked up to the fitting room to get the clothes to put away. And she goes, I just gotta tell you, I don't think you should get an epidural. And I was like, huh? And I said, oh, really? Why? She said, it's going to mess up your back. It's going to give you back problems and whatever else. And I said, oh, okay. That's great advice. Thank you. And then someone else also told me the same thing at work. Unsolicited. We weren't even talking. I can't even think of all the stuff right now that people love to tell you just wait for. Oh, you're tired now. Just wait. Ooh, just wait till the baby comes. You don't even know what tired is right now. And I'm just thinking, why? Are you getting some weird, like, giddy, like, excited feeling out of this? Like, ooh, I told this girl at work I can't wait till she's so tired. And it made my whole day. Like, I don't get what people get out of telling people stuff like that. You should say, just wait till you're holding your baby in your arms. Just freaking wait till your baby smiles at you the first time. But say it with the same tone that you say all the other stuff with. You know, it's just, the fear-mongering is just insane. It's insane. Sorry, I have to cut in here, already done, because the camera turned off randomly as I was talking about the fear-mongering part, and so I wanted to go back and talk about that, as well as the baby shower, because it cut out that section, and I don't want there to be like a weird gap of like, what were you talking about? So I was talking about the fear-mongering that there is around pregnant women. The fear-mongering is just insane, and people love it. Love to tell you about all this awful stuff that's gonna happen. And I understand on some level wanting to feel like you're preparing them for the worst situation possible. But there should be some sort of balance, you know, because yes, giving birth vaginally or having a C-section, however your baby comes into the world, both of those are major things. It's not like one is better than the other or one has a better healing process than the other. Like both of them are major traumatic things your body is going to go through, and it's amazing that can even happen, that your body just knows what to do for the most part. And if your body doesn't know what to do, that's fine. That's what the medical team is there for, or whoever you decide to have with you delivering your baby, whichever way you decide. That's what they're all here to get your baby out into the world, you know, and you to be as healthy as possible. So I understand wanting to prepare people for that and be like, anything could go wrong, you know, but there needs to be a balance of all the great things that are going to happen or that could happen, or the moments and stuff like that, because the fear-mongering is outrageous. It's outrageous and people love it. They love it. And of course, anything on the internet is algorithm based. So you click on one of those comments or one of those posts that's like all the negative stuff, that's all you're gonna keep getting, and you're gonna be like, oh my God, why did I decide to do this to myself? I'm putting myself through a crazy experience. For what reason? All of this stuff could and will go wrong according to these people on the internet. And it's strange. It's strange. It's a strange world out there. So vary your sources if you are researching stuff online. If you want to have a C-section and all you're looking at is C-section stuff, vary your sources, okay? But because it's a crazy world out there with information. Same thing if you plan to have a vaginal delivery or that's like your dream plan. Look at different things. Look at other resources. If you want to or not have pain relief while you're having your baby, look at different sources too. Don't just take the stuff that's going to scare the crap out of you, because yes, some stuff can go wrong. Anything can happen. You know, you could end up having a C-section when you didn't want to, or have an emergency, or the baby could decide to do their own thing. So all kinds of stuff could happen. Like, prepare yourself for what could happen, but try not to focus just on the scary stuff and the fear-mongering. Like, that has been probably one of the biggest shocking things to me about being pregnant, is the amount of people that just love to scare you, and they want to scare you. They're so excited about it. They can't wait to tell you all this awful stuff that's going to happen. Anyway, the other thing I was talking about before the camera cut me off was the baby shower. You don't have to have a baby shower. You don't have to have a maternity shoot if you're not comfortable with it. I am not comfortable with my pregnant body at, like, not even 1%, okay? And that's fine. Not everyone loves to be pregnant or is comfortable with their body or wants to show it off or anything like that. And if you're one of those people, that's fine. But if you're also one of those people that wears tank tops and tiny little shorts and has your pregnant belly out all summer, that's also great. I love that for you. That's awesome. I'm glad you are confident in doing that. I'm not one of those people. I don't want pictures of myself pregnant. I don't like the way my face looks. I'm shocked I'm even doing videos right now, because it's taken me a lot sometimes to do them. But if you don't want to have a maternity shoot, you don't have to. A lot of people don't. I don't know who has in my daily life. I don't know. I haven't ever asked anybody, honestly. But you don't have to hire a photographer and pose with your belly if you're not comfortable with that. That's totally fine. I'm not comfortable with that. I took a picture yesterday at a book festival that we had here locally, and it was like in front of this really cool book prop like background, and they made a little fridge magnet for you. And at first it was just our faces, but the picture like folded over, so they asked us to do another picture. And this one is a full body one, and I was like, oh, I look awful. I'm pregnant, okay? But for some reason, I don't know who that person is that I'm looking at in the picture. Like, sometimes even in the mirror of the video, I'm like, who is that? It's just a weird phenomenon, a weird experience to have too. So if you don't want to have a pregnancy shoot because you don't like the way your body looks, it's totally fine. I promise you, it's fine. Same thing with the baby shower. I had a lot of pressure in my life from a lot of different people to have a baby shower. And I didn't want to. I didn't want to have one. I felt like I was this close to giving in, to be like, just fine, just do a baby shower. But I stuck to my guns. I didn't want that. I didn't want a bunch. I already get enough comments and stuff and advice in my daily life from everybody. I just didn't want everybody in one room commenting on anything about me and my body and my baby and asking me questions. And games and the gifts and I just didn't want any of that. I felt like the stuff that I would get would be overwhelming to me, and I like to buy stuff when I want, whenever I feel like it. But with the baby, I feel like there's a lot of stuff online you don't need and won't need. There's a lot of like 50 newborn baby must-haves, and most of them are like, huh? Whoever is gonna use that thing? But so I would love to buy things as I feel they're a necessity, or like a nice to have, or make things easier, that type of stuff. I'm all for buying the stuff. I'm not against like technology or conveniences with a baby, nothing like that. I'm cool with buying whatever I need, but I kind of want to buy it as I need it, or feel the need for it, or as a want. I feel like I might get a lot of duplicate things and just a lot of stuff I won't use, and I'll feel bad about it, or and also just the fact of having to deal with all the stuff that people are going to gift me with great intentions. Okay, I know that people buy things for you because it's so cute, or it's going to be useful, or this and that, and I'm so grateful and very, very thankful for the stuff we have received so far, just from other people buying us gifts because they want to. But even that amount of stuff, it's so much stuff. Which I know a lot of it we're going to use up, and the baby clothes as they grow out, I'm hoping to like donate it right away or something, or give it to someone else. But I just don't want to have to deal with the stuff and like I hate to say the useless stuff, but one of the things I keep using as an example of why I don't want a baby shower is because I don't want to have to get a bunch of junk. Not to say people are gifting junk on purpose or anything. I know people gift stuff with great intentions, or they used it and found it helpful. But the one thing I keep thinking of is a wipey warmer. And I was like, I don't want to get a wipey warmer and then have to deal with this wipey warmer or different gadgets like that I'm never going to use. And then one of my friends gave me a wipey warmer. Her daughter has had kids, and they're not going to have any more, so she was like giving me different things. She gave me like a breastfeeding pillow, like one of those weird shaped pillows, and just a few different things, like a bottle strainer and a wipey warmer. And when she told me the wipey warmer, I laughed internally, because I was like, this is the exact item I did not want. I'm so thankful for it though. She gave me a gift. She thought I would find it useful. I still have it, haven't used it. I don't plan to use it because I just from what I've heard about the wipey warmers is they kind of can cause mold, and your baby will get used to using only warm wipes. So then when you use a regular room temperature wipe, they'll freak out or something. So I don't intend to use it, but it was nice that she gave it to me. But I thought it was so funny because that was the exact item I kept saying I don't want a baby shower. I don't want to get that stuff. Anyway. So yeah, that was what I talked about in that section of the video where it cut me off. The maternity shoot, you don't have to have one. You don't have to do anything like that. You don't have to have a baby shower, and vary your sources with the fear-mongering, and you know, find people too that have a positive experience to share, because it's not all bad. And find the people that have a positive experience to share, good advice to share. They're not trying just to scare you so they could get, you know, all excited about life, going, yes, I scared the crap out of that lady at work today. My job here is done. Find other people to talk to. Anyway, on to the rest of the video, where I think I'm talking about the wipey warmer. The camera turned off for some random reason. Anyways, she gifted me that, and I was very thankful. Like, she's just giving me stuff that she thinks I could use or that they found useful. She gave me a breastfeeding pillow, like a pillow thing, a bottle strainer. She gave me like some nice things too from her daughter. My grandma bought the crib, which was so generous. I know my mom's bought some stuff. It's been really nice, you know, people gifting us things. We've gotten some gift cards to different stores, and that's nice. I like that. It's better than a baby shower with just like stuff and stuff and stuff. And I don't want people to feel obligated to buy something because they went to the baby shower. You know what I mean? Even though you say no gifts, please don't bring anything, they're gonna bring something anyway. Buying baby stuff is cute, you know. And what was I saying? Oh, you don't have to have a baby shower. You don't have to do it. You don't. I felt immense pressure from people to have a baby shower, and I almost gave in because I felt like if I just gave into it, it would be like, fine, just do it. But I didn't want that, you know. I just didn't want that. So we didn't have one. And I am still very happy with that choice, because the amount of stuff we've received from the people we have been given gifts from, it's already so much that I'm like, oh my God, if we had had a baby shower with all of these other people here, it would have been too much, you know. But I'm not saying I'm very thankful for the stuff we have gotten, though, very much. But I'm for just buying things as we need it. We have bought some stuff ourselves. Things I find at Marshall's, of course. And okay, there's the eyeliner on. And it's been fun. But going back to what I said earlier, did I say this earlier? Like an hour ago? It's been a weird thing for me to come to terms with that's happening to me, you know? That smells good. Mac Fix Plus, that smells good. And I'm worried that I'm not going to have any maternal instincts. I'm worried that, I don't know, like I feel like you have to do a lot of work and like research to know what to do with a newborn baby. And I don't think all of it kind of comes naturally. Loving the baby probably comes naturally. Feeling a deep bond with your baby probably doesn't. And it probably doesn't happen for a lot of people or for everybody immediately. Like when they're born, you're not like, this is the most precious gift I've ever been given. Sometimes it might be like, oh my God, there's a stranger in my house and I have to take care of them. That's kind of what I'm fearing is going to happen to me. Like I might not have an immediate strong bond with the baby. But who knows? Who knows what's going to happen, you know? Anyway, mascara time. Dolce & Gabbana. Got the full size. I'm so excited about it. What else? I think that's it. I think that's all I gotta say. I'm having, the baby's coming very, very, very soon. And a lot sooner than no, actually not a lot sooner. I wish, like, I literally yell at my stomach every day going, get out! Get out already! Because, like I said earlier, the pregnancy for the most part has been not a non-event. Everyone else is obsessed with it and loves to point things out to my face, which is really annoying. But whatever. I would say this time right now, this last few weeks, not even a few weeks, I would say these last 2 weeks have probably been the hardest so far, where I'm just like, I'm over it. I just want the baby to come out already, because I'm sick. I'm tired of it, you know. I'm tired of being only wearing 2 or 3 things every day and not feeling like myself, not looking like myself. And again, I understand my face and my body is not going to go back to exactly the way it was before. I'm okay with that. I just don't want this anymore. I don't want a baby belly anymore. I don't want to, I gained 35 pounds, you know. And when I was talking to the lady that we do this class with every week about it, and she said, let me show you a chart. And it was like a chart. Oh, this eyeliner didn't stick for some reason today. It was a chart about what you actually gain. You're not gaining fat this whole time. You are gaining some fat. So for one, you're gaining the weight of the baby. How big is the actual baby? How heavy is the placenta? How heavy is all the amniotic fluid that's in there around the baby? You also gain a lot of blood, of like so much blood. So you gain a lot of different fluids that are also counting towards this pounds that you're gaining. And I have to keep that in mind. Like, you're gaining the stuff that's there to keep your baby healthy and keep your baby alive inside of you. And for the most part, you don't have any control over it. You have no control over how much weight you gain. you do have control over how much weight you gain as far as food goes in some way. Like, some of the advice I kept getting also was like, you're eating for 2 now. And I'm like, yeah, I guess, but I'm not eating for 2 full-grown adults. Like, I don't need to eat that much food. And also, like, now that we're talking about food, one of the things I cannot wait till after the birth is to eat when I feel like eating. I eat all the time because even if I'm not hungry or I'm just like, God, I'm sick of eating, or I don't want to eat that, I eat because I feel like, well, I really should eat for the baby. I gotta eat. The baby needs nutrients. But again, the baby's gonna take all of your nutrients, whether you're eating them or not. It'll pull them from wherever. So if you're not getting enough calcium in your diet, your baby's gonna pull it out of your bones. So your baby's gonna get what it needs, whether you are taking it in or not. So I keep thinking about that, and I'm like, you know, I need to eat for me, because the baby's gonna get everything it needs regardless, for the most part, obviously. But I need to eat this food for me because I also need to stay healthy, and the baby's taking a lot of my stuff away for itself, all greedy like. But I'm excited to be able to eat when I feel like it, because sometimes you just don't feel like it. You're like, I don't feel like cooking, I don't feel like buying anything, I don't feel like chewing right now, you know. And the baby's like, and then you feel this guilt of like, oh, freaking baby, I better eat. I'm excited to go back to eating when I want to, and not because I have to all the time. And I was just gonna say, I'm also excited to not have to hear comments constantly about the pregnancy and my body and stuff, but I'm like, hold on. There's probably a whole other thing now. People are gonna comment on your postpartum body and how you're dealing with it and how you're feeling, and you should be doing this, you should be doing that, the timeline to lose the weight. As if you even have to. Like, you don't have to lose your baby weight. You can have the body, you could do whatever you want with your freaking body. It's no, like, I don't know. Anyway, I was like, I'm so excited to not have to hear comments about my body all the time now. And then I'm like, wait, no, afterwards I'm sure I'm still going to get the same comments. Either about how fast you bounced back, or how fast you didn't bounce back, or talking about how you gave birth. What did you take? Did you take any pain medicine? Did you have an epidural? How did it feel? Oh my God, this and that. Anyway, I feel like that's going to go on for as long as I live. As long as I have a baby or a little kid, the unsolicited advice probably isn't going to stop. But that's okay. Anyway, here's the makeup I put on. I did not like it, and I could not see the vision because that powder threw me off. But I do like it. It's very shiny, very glowy, which is what I like. And I think that's everything I have to say so far about my baby and my pregnancy. Yeah, the pros, there's not very many. For me, honestly, there weren't any. There wasn't any, like, I didn't feel like extra good or anything like that. A lot of cons, a lot of stuff that I didn't love. But ultimately, I've had pretty smooth sailing this whole time. Like I said, I didn't get any, everything was negative that they wanted to be negative, and I've been very happy about that. Poor sleep, feet hurting, legs numb, hands hurting, acid and headaches. Like, people deal with that every day of their lives. Like, people have way worse than I do, so I can complain every day about it, don't get me wrong, but I can't really complain in the grand scheme of what some people go through in their pregnancies. But yeah, that's that. If you have any questions, leave them in a comment and I will answer them. But that is it. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you're still here listening to the ramblings of a mad woman, thank you so much. If you have had a similar experience being pregnant, where it's just constantly comments coming at you and judging every decision you make or don't make, I would love to know so we can commiserate together. But also, if you have any pros about being pregnant and you felt amazing and you loved your pregnant body and you were just so excited with life, I would love to know that too, because I didn't have a lot of pros, you know what I mean? Most days, like I said, were just neutral days. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you think, and I will see you later in another video. Oh, goodbye.